Okay, I decided to make this video to help people decide which electric SUV to get. I have owned 3 electric SUVs so far. My first one was a Hyundai Kona Electric, which was an absolutely fantastic vehicle. I've also owned a Model Y Tesla, and now I have the Model X Plaid. And now some people are wondering, should I get, which one should I get? Should I get the Ioniq 5? Should I get the Model Y? The Kona Electric, the Bolt. I'm fairly familiar with all of those vehicles. I have driven in most of them, test driven most of them. Let me start out with saying, like, if you're on a budget and you don't really want to spend a lot of money, I think your best deal on any electric SUV is the Ioniq 5 right now. The only problem with that is that the dealers are marking them up like crazy. I mean, you will find dealers that do not mark them up, but it's you might have to go out of your area, buy out of state or out of your city to get a good deal on it, because the markups are crazy. And when you buy a Tesla, you always know what you're gonna pay. Then Chevy Bolt, if you're really on a budget and you don't want to spend a lot of money and you want to have a long range EV and you can live with limited road trip ability, then the Bolt is amazing value. I mean, if you can get it for MSRP, the 2023s are gonna be like under 30 grand, and that's an amazing deal. If you get the Hyundai, on the other hand, you will still get the tax credit, and the price, if you can get it at MSRP, is going to be very reasonable. You can get it basically around 40 grand after tax credit, and it's a long range EV that can SUV that can charge very fast, unlike the Kona Electric, which I had. The Kona Electric is kind of slow to charge. And then of course there's the Mustang Mach E, but the Mustang Mach E, I don't know if I would want to take it on a road trip. I mean, it is faster than like a Bolt or a Hyundai Kona Electric to charge, but then again, it takes about twice as long. If you want to charge to a higher state of charge, it takes about twice as long than charging a Tesla. So let me just now get into the biggest difference between the Model X and the Model Y, because I just owned the Model Y for 26,000 miles and I loved every minute of it. And let me just show off my Model X Plaid, which I just got a month ago in June. It is an amazing vehicle. It has the Falcon Wing doors, it has lots of storage. You have a sub-trunk where you can put stuff in it. Then you have those little pockets on the side where you can fit things. You can actually change the height on this. Then it has 6 seats. You can lay them flat to make more space. Then you have, of course, the Falcon Wing doors, which are really cool. You can actually get in and out of the vehicle very easily. You have a third row of seat, which is actually pretty spacious. If you move the middle seats a little forward, you actually have plenty of legroom in the third row. And then, of course, you have the front here with the yoke steering wheel. I hear lots of complaints about the yoke steering wheel, but you get used to it. It's actually, I prefer it to a regular steering wheel now that I have about 1,200 miles on the vehicle. It's just a really fantastic looking vehicle, and it drives also very amazing. And but that said, the reason why I got my Plaid was because of the performance. And I think if someone needs a SUV and they need to sit 7 adults, the Model X is probably an amazing choice if you can afford it. I mean, the Model Y, if you get the 7-seater version, the rear seats really are only okay for kids like up to 5-6 years of age. I mean, if you have kids older than 5-6 years, I don't think the Model Y third row is really enough to seat 6 or 7 people. It's just not enough. It's too tight, and you couldn't go on a long trip. So I think if someone only needs to seat 5 people, the advantage, I mean, the Model X, even the long range, costs almost twice as much as a Model Y. So, sure, the Model X has a better ride comfort. It has those cool Falcon Wing doors. It has the bigger screen. It has the rear screen, which is all nice features. But is it worth to someone 60,000? I don't know. I mean, if it was just for the space, I definitely would have stayed with my Model Y. Because the Model Y, like as a road trip car, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's a great vehicle. It's a great vehicle. The Model Y is a great vehicle. And like I said, the only reason I changed to the Plaid is because of the performance. I mean, I ran this thing 987 in the quarter mile. It's amazing. I mean, like, I just did it for that experience. But the question is really, how much can you afford, how much car can you afford, and is the added comfort and the added third row space worth 60, 70,000 to you? I mean, that's something that you have to answer for yourself. But I would say, like, if you don't care about the performance and you only need space for 5 people, the Model Y is more than plenty. I would not recommend anyone just for the better ride comfort to get the Model X. But if you like performance, or if you need the space in case of 6 or 7 people that you will take on a ride, I think then the Model X is a great option if you really need the space. But if you can live with comfort seating for 5 and not so comfort seating for 7 people, then the Model Y is really a great option. And I think in the Tesla family, if it wasn't for performance, the Model Y is the best value you can get for a Tesla. Of course, then, if you really don't care about performance too much, then of course the Ioniq 5, if you can get it at MSRP, it has slightly less space. It doesn't have a frunk, but again, if you can get the Ioniq 5 SCL, for example, at MSRP, you are going to spend about 40 grand after you get the money back in tax credit. And a Model Y long range right now starts at, I think, like 65, 990 or something. So it ends up costing you well over 70 grand once you take delivery. And that's quite a difference in price to the Ioniq 5. So I think the Ioniq 5 would probably be, for somebody on a budget, I wouldn't recommend the Tesla. I mean, the Ioniq 5 is great if you can get it at MSRP. I mean, if your dealers are marking them up like crazy, go with the Model Y. But the Model Y has come up in price a lot, and I think it's very expensive. And if you are on a budget, I think the Ioniq 5 is the best option. Just shop around the country and find a dealer that sells them at MSRP. And if you want a Tesla, like I said, Model Y is an amazing vehicle, but it is kind of pricey. I mean, even the starting price right now is very expensive. And so you have to think about what is it worth to you. Good thing about Teslas, of course, is resale. I mean, I bought my Model Y at 53,000 before sales tax. And right now, the same car is like 65,990 or something before sales tax. So the price has gone up. I mean, I traded the vehicle I bought for 53,000. I traded it into Tesla for 59,500. So actually, I got paid like 6 grand by Tesla to drive it for 1 year. I mean, it's ridiculous. But again, so those are my thoughts on those vehicles. Please leave comments if you think that I didn't summarize it good enough, or if you have a different opinion. I would like to hear from you.